This is like I think I said the day they put me in here that this was for a country singer and songwriter. It's just top of the mountain.
What have you heard about Alan Jackson? The iconic country music singer has put all rumors to rest by confirming what we least expected. What are these rumors about? Is this related to his career, health, or personal life? Join us as we explore the truth and Alan's revelation. The rumor. Toward the end of 2023, rumors about the country music legend retiring from music spread like wildfire. Alan, who is widely known for writing many of his songs, having recorded 21 studio albums, including 2 Christmas albums and 2 gospel albums, as well as 3 greatest hits albums, chose to stay silent amidst these speculations, adding more fuel to the rumors' fire. Many fans of country music questioned whether Alan's retirement from music would be the end of the era. These rumors turned into headlines, and the country music community sparked a mixed reaction of nostalgia and apprehension. Although in 2021, Alan opened up about the health condition he had been battling for years but chose to keep it private. People speculated that his condition had deteriorated to a very bad level, and this would eventually lead to his forced retirement. Despite his debilitating health conditions, Alan still releases country songs that many love. His fellow country music artists have praised him for his contribution and timeless hits to the genre's growth. Alan also has an unparalleled stage presence, making many fans reminisce about the singer's younger performances. This brings us back to what caused his health condition and might have prompted him to retire. They could all be rumors, as social media is known to post cryptic and vague statements about the musician. To get the truth, we will unveil what Alan Jackson said about it all. But before then, we need to know more about the country music icon. Keep watching as we delve into this. The iconic country musician. When you think of country music, Alan Jackson comes to mind because he was one of the legends who shaped the genre into what it is today. Alan was born on the 17th of October, 1958, to Joseph Eugene Jackson and Ruth Music Jackson in Newnan, Georgia. Alan is the last child and only boy of his parents' 5 children. His 4 older sisters and his parent lived in a small tool-shed home that belonged to his grandfather. Jackson attended the local Elm Street Elementary and Newnan High School and joined the band Dixie Steel after graduation. Alan didn't pursue his studies in college. He chose to marry his high school lover, Dennis, after graduation. Was marrying a wise decision for a young high school graduate? What was the influence of his marriage on his career? A lot of truths will be revealed, so keep watching. Alan's career. Unlike every other musician who became famous at a younger age, this wasn't the case for Alan, who had to work as a construction worker and forklift operator. During this time, he played in various small clubs across Georgia to earn a living. At 1983, he fully discovered his passion, and he began writing music at 25 years old. At first, he had challenges with his genre of music because he grew up listening to gospel music until one of his friends introduced him to Gene Watson, John Anderson, and Hank Williams Jr. Alan was so interested in their style of music. In 1985, 27 years old, Alan took upon himself to pursue his full-time music career. He then moved from Newnan to Nashville, Tennessee, with his wife. He had already been married for 6 years. We will discuss his marriage and personal life later in the video, so keep watching to find out. 2 years after his music career decision, Alan Jackson cut a pre-debut demo album named New Traditional at Doc's Place in Hendersonville, Tennessee, in 1987. Despite being released in the United States, this album was rare and only popular in Japan. Still juggling his struggling music career and trying to earn a living, Alan got a job in the Nashville Network's mailroom in Tennessee. His role then was just to sit in the audience during the tapings of the Nashville Network's singing competition You Can Be a Star. This show usually features celebrities who act as judges. In 1986, Alan, who was 27 years old then, was picked from the audience and was told to sing a song as an outro to a commercial break in one of the show's episode. He sang George Jones's He Stopped Loving Her Today. His performance earned him applause and accolades from the audience and the attention of guest judge Keith Stegall, a singer and songwriter. During this time, Alan's wife, Denise, a flight attendant, met Glen Campbell on a flight and requested his advice for her husband's music career. Glen Campbell gave her his manager's business card and told her to put a call through. This meeting with Glen gave Alan's struggling music career an edge, which helped him jumpstart into the music world. Unknown to him, this was just the beginning of his career progress. In 1989, Jackson became the first artist signed to the newly formed Arista Nashville Country division of Arista Records. The record label released Alan's debut single, Blue-Blooded Woman, that same year. The song failed to reach the top 40 on Hot Country Songs when it was released. This didn't discourage Alan as he pushed out his debut album, Here in the Real World, in 1989 again. One would have thought he should have taken a break since his debut single failed. Still, Alan's determination paid off as the title track to his debut studio album, Here in the Real World, reached the top 3 on Hot Country Songs by early 1990. Not only that, he had 2 more top 5 hits, Wanted and Chasin' That Neon Rainbow, and his first #1, I'd Love You All Over Again. Jackson and Mark Irwin co-wrote all the songs on the album. This established Alan as a singer, songwriter, and composer of songs who drew his inspiration from country music predecessors like George Jones and Hank Williams. One thing that makes this country music so unique is its tradition that speaks directly about the virtues of rural and small-town life, the vagaries of love, and the distinct value of country music traditions. His first album gained attention and established him as a rejuvenated country musician. The tremendous success of this debut album accentuated Jackson's arrival among a group of country artists, including Randy Travis, Clint Black, Travis Tritt, Garth Brooks, and Vince Gill. This group of country musicians in the 1980s ended the pop country music trend and represented a new brand of traditionalism in country music. Alan Jackson experienced more success with his subsequent albums, such as Don't Rock the Jukebox, which was released in 1991. The songs on this album include the title track, Someday, Dallas, Love's Got a Hold on You, and Midnight in Montgomery. His third album, A Lot About Livin' and a Little Bout Love, in 1992, featured hit singles like Chattahoochee and She's Got the Rhythm and I Got the Blues. The Chattahoochee hit single from the album earned him the 1994 Country Music Association CMA Awards for Single and Song of the Year. Alan Jackson was already a known name in the music industry, and with the release of his fourth album, Who I Am, in 1994, his record sales reached over 10 million. What was his career like in the 2000s? Alan and his fellow country musicians brought a new dimension into the genre, sending pop country music to extinction. Do you think Allen County's music style is here to stay, or will some new breeds of musicians change it? To know more about the true story, don't stop watching. The 2000 shift era. Toward the end of the 90s and the beginning of 2000, there was a shift in the sound of country music to a more pop sound. This move brought back the old sound of country music in the mid-90s, but it seems that Alan Jackson wasn't pleased with the move. Together with George Strait, they both criticized the state of country music in the song Murder on Music Row. This song ignited debate in the country music community about whether traditional country music was dead. Many thought that the old country music style brought out the authenticity of what the music used to be. In contrast, Alan and the country musicians who rose to fame during his time tried to kill traditional country music. This wasn't true because Alan was known to draw his songs inspiration from country music legends like Hank Williams, John Anderson, and others. He only brought his unique style and sound to it. The Murder on Music Row song became the highest charting non-seasonal album, cut even though the song was not officially released as a single. This song also beat the record previously held by Garth Brooks's Bellow Wood. Imagine not releasing a song officially, yet it is already making waves and breaking records in the music world. As if this wasn't enough, Alan Jackson and George Strait were invited to open the 2000 Academy of Country Music Awards with a performance of the Murder on Music Row song. The reason behind their performing that song could have stirred up controversies. However, from another perspective, it accepts various country music styles, blended by notable country musicians. Rolling Stone commented on Jackson's style rebranding. If Garth and Shania have raised the bar for country concerts with Kiss-style production and endless costume changes, then Alan Jackson is doing his best to return the bar to a more human level. The September 11, 2011 terrorist attacks brought out the emotional side of Alan Jackson as he released a song titled "Where Were You When the World Stopped Turning?" as a tribute to those killed in the 9/11 terrorist attacks. The country soft rock song described the range of reactions to that day's tragic events and immediately became a hit single that propelled Alan into the mainstream spotlight. The first time Alan Jackson debuted the song was at the 2011 CMA Awards. His performance was considered the highlight of the CMA Awards show. As a result of the massive acceptance of the song, Alan's website crashed the next day due to server requests, even though the song was not scheduled for official release. The live performance received radio airplay frequently, which he officially released as a single. The song was included on his 10th studio album, Drive, in 2002, both the live version from his CMA performance and a radio version. In addition to its massive acceptance, it has won numerous awards, such as Song of the Year from the Country Music Association, CMA, and the Academy of Country Music, ACM, and a Grammy Award for Best Country Song. Alan paid tribute to his father with this song, Drive, for Daddy Gene, in the Drive album. Alan Jackson alternated his country music with the release of his second Christmas album, Let It Be Christmas, on October 20, 2006. Due to his Christian family background and how he grew up listening to only gospel songs, Alan released his first gospel music album, Precious Memories, at his mother's request, who enjoyed religious music. Alan didn't see this as a major project, but was just trying to do something for his mother. This album was received by many gospel music lovers and sold over 1.8 million units. A few months after the release of his gospel album, Alan released his main album, Like Red on a Rose. This album differed from Alan's previous albums as he deviated from the typical neo-traditional country style and went for a soft rock and adult contemporary music sound. People perceived this move as very controversial, especially his fans, who accused him of abandoning his unique signature music style for a more commercial pop route. Let us not forget that Alan was the same person who criticized those who switched back to pop music. Why was he now trying to follow trends? Much consideration was given to suit the listener's ears or keep his music in vogue. Despite trying to switch styles, the album was considered his worst and a commercial disappointment for Alan. This reminds us that staying true to one's roots and self is best, no matter the situation. Alan returned to his country music style for his next album, Good Time, which was released in March 2008. One of the songs on the album, Sissy Song, was dedicated to a longtime friend, Leslie Sissy Fitzgerald, of the Jackson family, who worked in their house every day. Fitzgerald died in mid-2007 in a motorcycle accident. In August 2014, Alan reached a significant milestone by marking his 25 years in the music industry. To commemorate this achievement, the Country Music Hall of Fame organized a special exhibit dedicated to his storied career. This exhibit was a treasure trove of memorabilia, showcasing various awards, costumes, photographs, and personal items that represented different highlights and milestones in his professional journey. Visitors had the opportunity to glimpse the evolution of his music, from his early days to his rise as a country music icon. Following the exhibit, Alan kicked off his 25th anniversary tour, titled Keeping It Country, in January 2015. The tour began in Estero, Florida, where fans gathered to celebrate his contributions to country music. It was not just a concert series, but a tribute to his lengthy and impactful career, reflecting his dedication to the genre and his fans. Throughout the tour, Alan performed beloved hits and shared stories behind the songs, creating a connection with his audience that highlighted the joy and passion he brought to his craft over the years. The tour was a remarkable celebration of his past achievements and the continued journey ahead in the music world. Alan Jackson is not only known for his remarkable achievements in music, but also for his personal life, which has its own story worth exploring. Jackson has often spoken about the importance of family and how they have supported him through his career's ups and downs. He prioritizes spending quality time with his family, even amidst the chaos of touring and recording. Despite the pressures of fame, Alan and Denise have managed to maintain a strong bond. They have weathered challenges together, including struggles that come with success and the music industry's demands. Their commitment to one another has been evident in how they publicly support each other. However, like many families in the spotlight, they have faced their share of difficulties. The pressures of Jackson's fame and the inherent challenges of raising children in the public eye can sometimes strain relationships. Nonetheless, the couple appears to navigate these challenges with understanding and respect, contributing to their lasting relationship. As their daughters grow into adulthood, they continue to remain close-knit. Jackson has been open about the joys and challenges of parenting, sharing the lessons he has learned along the way. The family often spends time together during holidays and special occasions, reinforcing the values of love and togetherness that he holds dear. In assessing Alan Jackson's family life, it's clear that while he enjoys a successful career, he prioritizes his role as a husband and father. His dedication to family, alongside his music, paints a fuller picture of a man who values his professional pursuits and personal relationships. Keep watching as we reveal more about his personal life. Alan's personal life. Although Alan Jackson had struggled in his career, his relationship and marital life were close to being perfect as he got married to his high school sweetheart, Denise Jackson, on December 15th, 1979. Let us not forget Dennis's role at the start of his career. Jackson met Glenn Campbell through her, who greatly influenced his career. Together they have 3 daughters, Maddie Denise Seligman, their second daughter, Alexandra Jane, and their third daughter, Danny Grace. This couple has been married for almost 46 years, tolerating each other's differences. Despite their joy in marriage, they separated in 1998 due to Alan's career strains. They reconciled a month later and renewed their wedding vows on the 19th anniversary of their marriage. You might be curious to know more about his children's lives and if they also followed his path in the music world. Let's get straight to it. Alan Jackson's children? Maddie Jackson, their first daughter, now 35 years old, was born on June 19, 1990. She studied creative writing as a major at the University of Tennessee. After graduating years later, she married a former assistant district attorney, Ben Seligman, in October 2017. They met at a mutual friend's wedding and reconnected 2 years later. Mattie told Southern Bride how she said no to her husband many times, but he didn't give up and continued asking her out till she finally agreed. He asked me out and I said no, but he didn't give up. He pursued me until I finally saw the handsome, outgoing, godly guy I needed, Mattie said. However, a tragic incident hit the young couple just a few weeks from their first wedding anniversary. Ben Seligman died after slipping and hitting his head while helping a woman on a boat dock in Jupiter, Florida. This incident was devastating, but Mattie found herself in the beautiful moment she spent with her late husband. She described Ben as someone who gives joy to people around him. We were still in the honeymoon phase of our life. Ben had one of the biggest personalities of anybody I've ever known. He was joyful and cheerful, and he was friends with everyone, Mattie said. She also wrote a book, Lemons on Friday, that documented her grief process and experience following her husband's death. There were so many times when I had no idea how to process anything. I had no idea how to even speak to some of my closest friends and family about how I was feeling. I thought if God could use all of my questions and all of my tears and all of the stuff that I was grappling with now that my life was falling apart to make someone else feel like they were not alone, then it was time for me to start writing, Mattie wrote. Mattie, wanting to impact young widows and orphans, founded Nashville, a business that sells apparel and gives back to orphans, widows, and trafficked women. Aside from that, she hosts a podcast called She's in the City, where she talks about her hobbies, like playing golf, drinking wine, and addressing other issues. Mattie found love again 3 years ago and announced her engagement to Connor Smith in September 2022. She celebrated Connor on her Instagram post a few days after their engagement, saying, "I love your playful spirit, kind heart, and infectiousness for life, Connor Smith. I cannot wait to be your wife and build a family with you. You are the biggest blessing in the cutest package. Love you, baby," she wrote. The couple got married on May 12, 2023 and welcomed their first son a year later on June 20, 2024. The boy was named in honor of Smith's grandfather and Alan. Alan's second daughter, Alexandra Jane Jackson, was born on August 23, 1993. She married Sam Bradshaw on July 18, 2020, with her sisters, Mattie and Danny, serving as bridesmaids. According to Inside Weddings, Ali and Sam grew up in Tennessee, but met when they were a part of the same wedding party of a longtime friend. We wanted a unique, dynamic wedding incorporating our personalities and passions, Sam's love for the outdoors, and my appreciation for grand, refined aesthetics. We ended up with a perfect combination of the two. The ceremony took place on an elevated stage over the fire pit with an organic yet elegant vibe, and the reception in a magnificent tent adorned in glam and couture details. Ali shared with the wedding magazine. Alexandra is the only daughter of Alan who developed an interest in his career, as she also sings, and was seen joining her father on stage to sing his song, "You'll Always Be My Baby," in October 2021. Alexandra is known to be very private about her personal life, and the announcement of her pregnancy and childbirth was made via an Instagram post by her father. "Our baby is having a baby. Denise and I can't wait to meet our first grandson in December," he posted. Danny Grace Jackson is Alan's youngest daughter, born on August 28, 1997. Like her second older sister, Danny also lived a private life, and her Instagram account is locked. In the early 2000s, young Danny appeared with her sisters in the music video of their father's song, Drive. At the end of the video, the three sisters drive around a field with their dad. Despite her private Instagram account, Danny has been featured multiple times on her sister Mattie's Instagram account. Family is everything and the best thing one could ever ask for. This relationship is evident among the Jackson sisters as they support support each other and often post about their get-togethers for holidays, birthdays, family outings, and drinks. Maddie even shouted out in a New Year's Eve Instagram post to her little sisters, Alexandra and Danny, for being a part of her 2020 support system. In 2020, we've all needed a crew. These people are mine. The two Sam have become brothers to me in the years after losing the man I loved most, and the other two I've cherished since the days they were born. You truly cannot beat family. Praise God for these and many other permanent people in this life and the next, Maddie wrote in a caption, alongside a picture of her, Danny, Ali, Ali's husband, Sam, and an unknown man. How about their mother, Dennis? What has she been up to? Or what has she done aside from being the lovely wife of Alan Jackson? Dennis Jackson is a woman who values her Christian religion, and she ensures that her daughters are brought up in that way. She is a well-known author and has written a book that topped the New York Times bestseller list. The book, It's All About Him, Finding the Love of My Life, spoke about her life with Jackson, their brief separation and recommitment to each other, and her commitment to Christianity. This book was published in 2007. In May 2008, she released another book titled The Road Home. Dennis was also known to be a flight attendant in her early years, and this allowed her to meet with the music producer who helped project her husband's career into the mainstream music world. What was Jackson's relationship with his fellow country musicians? Was it sour, competitive, or was it a long-term friendship? Keep watching to find out. George Jones was Alan's close friend and a fellow country musician. Together they maintained a close relationship until George's death. They have both featured on each other's songs, and even in their music videos. For example, Jones has been mentioned in songs such as Don't Rock the Jukebox. Alan even dedicated Just Playin' Possum to Jones. He talked about how Alan only wants to lie low and play possum, with possum referring to George Jones. Jones was also seen in the video for Good Time. In 2008, Jones was a surprise guest at Jackson's CMT Giants ceremony, where he thanked Jackson for his friendship. Their friendship was even more respected by fans and people all over the world when Alan was seen performing one of Jones's classics, He Stopped Loving Her Today, at the close of George Jones's funeral service on May 2, 2013 at the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville. This moment brought back good and bad memories of the late singer as he reminisced on their time together. Aside from Joan, Alan is also close friends with George Strait, who sang the controversial Murder on Music Row with him. Despite his associations with big music stars, Alan maintains connections to his roots and old friends. 4 years ago, the Don't Rock the Jukebox crooner made a shocking revelation about his health and how it's been affecting him for years. Do you think the stories about his health were the rumors he confirmed, or is there more to his personal life than we know? Keep watching as we unveil the juicy details. The confirmed rumor. In 2025, 66 years old Alan Jackson kicked off his recent string of concerts titled Last Call, One More for the Road. This concert was said to be Alan's last tour concert, which began on January 18, 2025, and wrapped up on May 17, 2025. Alan posted his achievements of 30 years on Twitter, now X, ranging from his career and personal life to his children, and now that he is a grandfather. I've been touring for over 30 years, played everywhere in the country and parts of the world. Have had a wonderful career, and getting into my twilight years, all my daughters are grown, and I got one grandchild, and one on the way. He captioned the post. Let's go down memory lane to 4 years ago when he appeared on The Today Show in 2021. The music icon disclosed that he had Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease, CMT, a nerve condition that affects movement and balance. He stated that it has affected him for years and is becoming increasingly obvious. He also said that he struggles with balancing in front of the camera and even stumbles around on the stage while performing. This disease made him feel very uncomfortable, and despite his struggles, he continued performing for more than 10 years before opening up. "I don't want people to be sad for me. It's just part of life. I've had a wonderful, beautiful life. I've been so blessed. It's just good to put it out there in the open," Jackson shared. Alan Jackson tried to manage this disease for many years, and it is now speculated that the country musician has decided to retire after his current concert, Last Call, One More for the Road, in May 2025. The Last Call, One More for the Road, showcased Alan's timeless hits to his adoring audiences worldwide. Country music lovers sang along with Jackson's performances, from packed arenas to intimate theaters. This further accentuated the enduring appeal of Alan Jackson's music. However, many fans wished him well and hoped the country music artist's retirement was a temporary break, not a farewell. Alan's music ignited excitement and reaffirmed his presence in the country music scene. What do you think about the rumor Alan Jackson confirmed? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Before you go, click on the video displayed on your screen.